今天我们来体验一下福尔摩斯，跟着我一起来办吧，耶！为了纪念福尔摩的神圣版。非常的模糊。时间问题。哦，继续。我发生什么事了？哦，沙发躲藏，不小心把华人给干死了。
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
自信的嘴巴。
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
嗯，怎么地呢？哦，受害者的名字，打算受害者，怎么看着像加害者？他在画画。成解开破口。对的，好。检查性。看一卷哦，在图册里看一卷。皮特·凯利也被称为黑皮特，生于1845年，所以是50岁。他在斯堪的维也纳半岛经过极大的成功，在1884年退休，工作到
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
模特看石头宇宙检查。
These footprints appear to be quite large.
没了。
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
啊，你们是亲兄弟吧？这是。
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
这也有点奇怪。哦，这家伙，天主教念关山水，有一手套，鸟屋。
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
么时候发
Do
现？
you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
嗯
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
一切都会简单起来。
You have
我
indeed
感觉
suffered a
简单
great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
嗯哦，还可以。嗯，对。草字
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
真奇葩的这种评论。
Thank you, madam.
把这英文解说放半了。他是个生活不满，然后非常感情婚姻失败。天火掉。啊。
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin.
Mr. Holmes?
最后只说这句话。
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello,
What is it,
hello.
Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
侦探视角吗？
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool. What a terrible way to die. The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
金鱼羊，可疑的空钻。
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps.
哦，好神奇！
Dundee.
兄弟，
Hammerfest. It's a
金币。航海日
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
怎么办呢？
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Rum, a sailor's drink. Someone drank from this glass recently. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
年代
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
悬赏哎
This
哦，跳过。不错啊。
Yes.
啊，
This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
哎，还有
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
确实。 笔记本。
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Ooh.
These abbreviations mean something, but what? This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Farmer. 往下拖。
These boots don't match the footprints.
他怎么把鞋都放在衣服里面？
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
有个币。 在墙上，是笔记本吗？啊，应该是，应该是笔记本跟后门铃录，对吧？嘿嘿。
Ha! Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky,
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
我已经
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
组织嘛。
We need to find a good place for an ambush.
Mr. Holmes?
他怎么说这句话？
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Shh! Did you hear that?
你看起来挺年轻。好，砸一件可以。
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
嗯？什么？这一棵树竟然拦住了我的去路！
Mr. Holmes, come and see what we've caught in our net.
Mr. Holmes?
啊，原来的枪也只会说这句话。
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
好年轻啊，这人看起来。
And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was
哎呀
unnecessary.
这
All the
这鸡蛋
same,
怎么突然间就
I'm
下
very
葬了？
grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
太卷了，现在就一个任务，收不来头，现在就有2天。去，这地界这么大，你怎么大人给怎么能定场上了？马萨卡，每次做的不是一样的，是真的一样的。好，那我们就先这样，第一期先到这里，下次见，拜拜。